Good evening, my babies. It's Auntie Trice here with another video for you. I decided to just come on and make you another video with some quick updates and everything. But before I get into the tea for today, y'all go ahead and hop on over to TikTok for me. Hop on over to TikTok for me and follow Auntie at Pretty_Huzzler. That's HUZZLER. Follow me on Instagram at Latrice Brown 53. Follow me on Twitter at Auntie Be Knowing. Follow me on Facebook at Auntie Be Knowing. And don't forget to like and subscribe to the Auntie Be Knowing YouTube channel today, baby, because it costs $0 to support Auntie. So why haven't you done it yet, my babies? I'm waiting. But it's hot, y'all. It's hot. It's 6:45 in the evening. And it's hot as hell. It's 97 degrees outside. That's crazy. That, my dears, is insane. That's insane. I'm sweating from my forehead. Lord Jesus, it's just all around my cheeks. I got some big cheeks. But yeah, it's hot. That's why I stay drinking water. You stay hydrated. You got to stay hydrated around here. This heat is not a joke. It's not a joke at all. So, y'all know I'm smoking on my trees. You can't see it, but I'm smoking on my trees. And I got my handy dandy notebook. And it's time to get into the tea for today. Okay. Before we get into this celebrity tea, let me go ahead and update y'all on what's happening at what happened in the Riverfront Brawl. Well, the Montgomery Chief of Police has come on, and the Montgomery Chief of Police has come on, and the mayor of Montgomery has come on and held a press conference, and they have stated that they have issued out warrants for the men that owned that small little boat. They issued out warrants for three of the men that were on the boat, and one man has turned himself in as of right now. The other men are expected to turn themselves in later on. And they are looking for the man that was wielding the chair. His name is Reggie Green. But they didn't issue a warrant out for him. They just saying they looking for him for more questioning. But y'all know they finna charge that man. They finna charge that man. In my earlier video, I stated that I thought that they were gonna get a drunken disorderly. I really did. I thought they was just gonna get a drunken disorderly, like a little slap on the wrist. I did. They charging these people with assault. They giving them assault charges. These people are getting assault charges. And I said that black man, I thought that the black man, the one with the chair, I thought that he was the only one that was going to get the assault charge because he actually hit somebody with a weapon. But no, they charging all them boys with assault. They charging everybody with assaults. Y'all getting assault. Oh, Lord. Oh, whoa. And they say more charges are pending, because they did arrest a total of 13 people that night. So this is just a few of y'all. It's more y'all that finna get in trouble. It's so, oh God, that's so sad. I didn't want y'all to get charged like that. But God dang, that was a lot. I knew charges was gonna come into play with that. I just thought it was just gonna be the black people though. But they also are charging they are charging the others for the assault that they did on that 16-year-old boy. Because if you did go back and see videos, they did jump on that little 16-year-old boy too. So it was several of them grown men whacking the shit out of that little boy. But he held his own though. But they were fighting that little boy. So he was 16, y'all. So you in trouble. You in trouble. You in trouble. These ain't the Emmett Till days. You in trouble. You finna get got assault charges. Yeah, let me clarify what I said at the beginning of that statement. I didn't want the black people to get charged like that, but y'all know y'all was gonna get charged. Some of y'all gonna get charged in this. Y'all knew some of y'all was gonna have to get charged in this too. Even though we saw from the video, we know what it was, we know what went down, we know what it was, but we know that we was gonna get charged in this too. We didn't give a fuck because they was out there fighting in front of the police. Like the police was there. They said, fuck the police. Like for real, the boys did that. Yes. Yes, let me calm down. But that was like, wow. I didn't want y'all to get charged like that. But y'all knew we was gonna have to do that. Some of us were gonna get charged in that. So prayers to y'all, big ups to y'all. It's gonna be all right. It's gonna be all right. It's gonna be all right. I even seen videos, y'all, where these people who were on the boat helping that man and fighting with the man, with the co-captain, and helping him out from being jumped, they have been fired. Some of them have been fired off of their job. They fired these people for helping that man out, getting them people from stopping a mob of people from hurting him. They got fired for that. That's crazy. I told you these companies don't care about you. These jobs don't care about you at all. They will fire you and replace you with somebody else the next day, I swear. My apologies, y'all. We had to take a little brief intercession because my brother came through and we are not partying, but we are planning my niece Jelani's 4th birthday party. So yeah, her party is next week on the 19th, but her birthday is on the 16th, so we're planning on having a nice little dinner for her on the 16th, but her party is officially on the 19th. I got a Leo niece. A Leo niece, but back to what I was saying, these jobs don't give a fuck about you. I promise you, you can work hard, work your hardest, but the moment that they don't see a value in you anymore, they will let you go. Hell, you die, they replaces somebody in your spot the next day. I swear. They do not care. They don't even give your seat time enough to get cold. But black people are resilient, just like how them people got they job at that riverfront on that boat. They'll find somewhere else to work. Okay, but I'm not finna stay on no job and let nobody disrespect me like that. Now, it's a lot of jobs that do that. Walmart do that. Walmart don't want you fighting the customer. The moment you put your hand on a customer, even if the customer put their hands on you, the moment that you retaliate back with that customer, you are literally getting fired. They will fire you. You cannot put your hands on these customers, no matter what they do to you. And I worked at Walmart before. That's in Walmart orientation. We cannot fight these customers no matter what they do to us. At all. Shit. You got me fucked up. Yes, God. Don't try me. So, prayers to everyone involved. Prayers to everyone involved in that case. And we gon' keep pushing on. Keep pushing on. Okay, so let's talk about something else that I've been trying to talk to y'all about for a while, but other stuff just been coming up, child. Let's just dive into the celebrity news just a little bit and talk about Lizzo and this lawsuit that she got. Okay, so Lizzo has a harassment lawsuit. 3 of her background dancers, Ariana Davis, Crystal Williams, Noel Rodriguez, are accusing her of sexual harassment under a toxic environment, exposed to an overtly sexual atmosphere, and fat shaming them. And they were in and they were in a overtly religious atmosphere too. And they're also claiming that Lizzo's dance captain, Charlene Quigley, was the overtly religious one, and it was almost like she was trying to convince the girls to convert to Christianity and everything else. So just be mindful of that name, Charlene Quigley, because that's the one that they were saying that was doing the overtly religious stuff. And then not only was she being overtly religious with them, it's almost like she was trying to convert them to become Christian. She was a little freak herself. She would yell in one breath. She would in one breath tell them that premarital sex and shit like that is wrong and all of that, and she would like tell them that it's wrong, but then she'll in another breath tell them about all the sex she was having back in her day. You know what I'm saying? She'll be telling them some freaky sexy stories that she supposedly used to do. Baby, okay, it's a hot mess. It's a hot mess. And not only that, Charlene was fixated on Ariana Davis's virginity. When she found out that Ariana was a virgin, she just kept speaking on it, telling her, oh, you need to wait, and premarital sex is wrong. Keep your virginity. She was just being too fixated on this girl's sexual health. They also listed in the lawsuit that they were subjected to doing um sexual things that they didn't want to do. They didn't want to do. They were subjected to doing certain things that they didn't want to do, sexual things. But they felt like because their job was on the line that they had to do it. One of those things was eating a banana out of somebody's vagina area, and also touching the sex workers, because they were at a sex worker burlesque show over in Amsterdam somewhere, and Lizzo was encouraging her dancers to be a part of that show, and they felt like they had to do it because their jobs were on the line. That's just nasty. Lizzo a big old freak.
Is Talk of Shame. So I'm going to go ahead and play her video right here. Check this out.
So I just read through all 37 pages of the lawsuit against Lizzo, her production company, and the captain of her dance squad. And wow, there is a lot in here. I want to try to just give you the highlights and also not get banned because some of this stuff is pretty wild. There are 9 different complaints in this lawsuit. Some of the complaints are all of the plaintiffs against all of the defendants being Lizzo, her production company, and her dance captain, Charlene Quigley. And some of the complaints are just 1 or 2 of the plaintiffs against maybe 1 or 2 of the defendants. The first complaint is hostile work environment. The second complaint is failure to prevent and or remedy hostile work environment. Third is religious harassment. Fourth is failure to prevent and or remedy religious harassment. Fifth is racial harassment. Sixth is disability discrimination. Seventh is intentional interference with prospective economic. 8 is assault. And 9 is false imprisonment. So 2 of the dancers we met on Lizzo's show, Watch Out for the Big Girls, and the third dancer was hired a little bit later. And we also met the dance captain, Charlene Quigley, who is named as a defendant in this suit. So a lot of major claims in this lawsuit center around the dance captain, Charlene Quigley. And it seems, according to this lawsuit, like she was just this uber religious woman, and she was constantly trying to like talk about the Lord and trying to convert people, and people were uncomfortable with it, and she was preaching about how premarital sex was bad. And then when she found out one of the dancers in this lawsuit, Ariana Davis, was a virgin, she became like obsessed with this and would just like bring it up and talk about it all the time, which obviously made her really uncomfortable. But then it's like really strange because then even though she's like uber religious and preaching all these things, she would also like talk about weird sexual things in front of them. And they said that she had this like what was called a party trick where she would use a banana to simulate, you know what I'm saying, with her mouth. And it was like a thing she did. They say in this lawsuit that it didn't stop there with Quigley, and that like in addition to like doing this like faux simulation with the banana, she would talk about how like pleasing yourself, you know, is against her religion, but then she'd be like, but oops, today I had an oopsie, which is just like strange. And they said like that, you know, she would talk about these sort of like sexually explicit comments so much that the entire dance team knew that her fantasy was having, let me see how I can put this, 10 eggplants in her face. They all knew this apparently. Another of the allegations in the suit is that after performances, Lizzo would invite the dancers out for a night on the town. And then one night in Amsterdam, she had this whole event like in the red light district at this like club where there was like nude cabaret performers. And Ariana Davis says that like, you know, she really didn't want to participate, but like she was being egged on and basically forced to, you know, touch the breast of one of the performer, even though she didn't want to. So what the dancers allege in the suit is that like, even though they didn't want to go to these places and they felt uncomfortable, they felt they had to for job security because they said it was just sort of this like unspoken, you know, thing that dancers who participated in these extracurriculars got preferential treatment by Lizzo and had more job security. Now, where the racial discrimination comes in, the dancers say that the management team was mostly white people, and that the production team treated the Black members of the dance team differently than other members, and that allegedly they accused the Black members of the dance team of being lazy, unprofessional, and having bad attitudes. So then, according to this lawsuit, they get back from the European part of this tour, and Lizzo's just like unhappy with all the dancers and says like, everyone has to re-audition and your jobs aren't safe. And if I don't like the way you audition, you're going to be fired. And that this audition allegedly turned into this 12-hour day where the dancers just felt like scared to even leave the stage or they were going to get fired. So the one dancer, Davis, said like she really had to use the bathroom, but was too scared. So ended up, urinating on herself. So then where the assault and false imprisonment comes in, so two of the dancers, Davis and Williams, were fired, and it was like kind of embarrassing how they did it. They kind of did it publicly. And the other dancer, Rodriguez, like didn't really like how that all went down. So she approached Lizzo and was like, I need to have a talk to you about how you handle the situation. And according to Rodriguez in this complaint, she said that Lizzo got really aggressive, approached her, cracking her knuckles, balling her fists, and exclaiming, "You're lucky, you're so effing lucky." And she says that she believes that Lizzo intended to hit her and would have done so if one of the other dancers hadn't intervened. And then the false imprisonment comes because Davis said that she had been accused of she had recorded a conversation that had happened, but she said that, she has this anxiety disability where she can't really process it in the moment. She needs to record things and listen to it later. And the management team and Lizzo were like, you recorded this conversation, got mad. So when they fired her, they allegedly kept her in this room, went through her phone until they could see that she had deleted the file. There's still so much more to unpack with this lawsuit. And now I'm also seeing that other dancers are posting in their stories, sort of corroborating what the dancers in this lawsuit are saying and saying they had similar experiences. So I'm going to keep sharing more as I get more information.
I say about the situation, so y'all go ahead and check this out.
Former dancers have filed a lawsuit accusing the singer of sexual harassment and racial discrimination, along with creating a hostile work environment. CBS News has reached out to Lizzo's team, but we've yet to receive a response.
Ladies, thanks for joining us. Reading some of the things in the lawsuit, I mean, it is really disturbing and I think rather shocking. You guys say that the dancers were not treated the same as other staff and crew. Ariana, can you sort of give me a sense of how things were different for the dancers?
I just think that the standard for dancers in this camp was very much more stringent and more strict. Things that the other cast members could do, and get away with. Essentially, the dancers were not allowed to engage in any of that activity. In terms of like the false allegations that they had brought forth to us when we were on tour about us drinking before shows and things like that. That was never the case. In fact, alcohol was never even allowed in our dressing room or on our rider, which is the food and drinks provided to us. So it was like literally impossible for us to even do that, but yet we were the ones who were blamed for drinking on the job. And it was stated to us by, Lizzo, that she was like, it doesn't matter if I'm doing it. It doesn't matter if the band or anyone else is doing it. It's like, you guys can't do it.
So
and
you're what I hear, because you guys were let go, you're saying that, the reasons why you were let go, you believe were false. Why do you think you were let go?
For me personally, we did have a meeting, the one that Ari was speaking of, with her mentioning the allegations of us drinking before shows. And in that particular meeting, I did ask to speak, in which I informed her and let her know that us drinking before shows was never the case, and that we would never want to put her, the show, or ourselves or our jobs in jeopardy, to which she kind of just blew it off and said, okay, well, if you're not drinking befores, well, then good for you. You guys still aren't performing the way that y'all need to. And people are probably saying that because of how you're performing. So, and then days later, I was let go in a hotel lobby. So.
Ladies, the lawsuit names Lizzo. Ladies, the lawsuit names Lizzo, her touring company, and her former creative director, Shirlene Quigley. Outside of the claims against Lizzo specifically, do you think she was aware of the sexual harassment you say you experienced from Quigley?
I think in a way, Lizzo definitely knew that Shirlene was a very outwardly religious person, which is not a problem. It's just when you try to force that onto other people and then in turn make some kind of like charged situation. And I'm not sure if she was fully aware of that, because I don't really think she tried her best to keep tabs on everything that we were going through and, dealing with. But I do know that she knew that, that Charlene was very, very adamant about sharing her faith in the workplace.
So I just want to sort of point out some of the specifics.
So y'all just seen them clips of pretty much this whole entire lawsuit and what's going on with it. Lizzo has since come out and said that she is pretty much innocent in a way. She in no fact intentionally put anyone in a hostile environment, and she never meant to really hurt anybody's feelings. And she also claimed that she did not fat shame these girls. But one thing in that whole release statement, when Lizzo came out and said what she said, she did not say that she didn't put these girls in a sexual environment. She didn't say she didn't sexually harass these girls or she didn't put them in a sexually toxic environment. The only thing that she really came out and said and that she's really protecting is that she didn't fat shame these girls, because Lizzo's whole career, her whole background, her whole aesthetic is body positivity, being you, being the bigger you, being okay with accepting that part of you. So why in the hell would she be fat shaming these girls? Now, I kind of side-eyed that comment in a way, because I'm like, fat shaming and Lizzo is also a big one. No, like, I was side-eyeing that one just a little bit. But all that other stuff, I do kind of believe that Lizzo may have done some of that overtly sexual shit and put them in a toxic environment, because there are videos of Lizzo, past videos of her coming. There was a video of her. She was in a podcast. She was on a podcast, and she was talking to these men, and she was telling them that she was in Amsterdam before, or somewhere. She was somewhere outside of the country, and she seen a sex show where they were literally like a woman was eating a banana out of another woman's vagina, and she was fixated and so mesmerized by that, and she was like, you know, that was so extraordinary. She liked it. She was really intrigued and turned on by that. So I do not put it past this claim that she has done this. Like, I'm gonna play the video.
Out.
Show where it was like a couple and they were like passionately making love.
It was really passionate?
It was really, they kissed. They kissed after, I'm not gonna say what she did. But I'm trying to go to the show where you eat the banana out the pussy. Which one is that?
This is the banana bar.
Well, that's the banana bar?
Yeah, you
and they have the banana in the coochie?
And ping pong balls.
And you have to go.
Yes. And
that's what I want to do.
Then you have to eat it.
I need my potassium, if you know what I'm saying. My potassium.
Oh, this.
Big old freak. Big old freak. That's what it is. That's what it is. That's what it's giving. That's what it's really giving. And I'm going to be honest. I'm going to believe the victims the first time, but I'm also going to say I'm side-eyeing this lawsuit just a little bit because of the fact that some of their comments and some of their statements sounded like they were butthurt over the fact that Lizzo just didn't want to be around them, or she didn't pick them to be on her team, and she ultimately ended up firing these background dancers, and now here they are slapping her with lawsuits. So I'm kind of side-eyeing it just a little bit, but I choose to believe the victim the first time when they fucking say something. Okay, so not only is Lizzo getting hit with a lawsuit, everybody just jumping out and just trying to paint Lizzo's character as this nice, nasty person. Y'all know what black folks know what I mean when I say nice, nasty. You try to portray like you a nice person, but you really got a nasty spirit for real, and it come off like standoffish. You nice, nasty. That's what standoffish is, being nice, nasty. So a woman has come out and stated that Lizzo stole her man, or her ex-boyfriend from her, behind her back. She didn't know that this happened. Oh God. Let me play y'all that. Let me play y'all the clip of that so y'all can understand what I'm talking about.
To go ahead and watch this TikTok, and I'm gonna come back with the rest of my commentary.
I first met Lizzo late 2016, 2017-ish. She and my boyfriend were co-hosting a show on MTV called Wonderland. And no, she wasn't very nice. She wasn't very nice to me. I knew she didn't like me, but the people around her were nice. Like, her sister seemed nice. And I kind of ignored it because I felt like, well, you know, she's already like in this celebrity scene or whatever, so she probably just feels like she has better things to do than talk to me. And I just noticed that, like, even when we were just out to eat or at the beach or something, she still was very nice to me. And it wasn't like a production thing, like, oh, she's just really busy or whatever. She just didn't like me. She didn't say anything mean, but she was really like standoffish, or like wouldn't talk to me. You know, like when I talked to her, it was kind of like, oh, okay, like, get the fuck away from me. I don't want to talk to you. So yeah, I eventually found out that she and my boyfriend had something going on, ex-boyfriend. And that was that. I left the relationship. I mean, yeah, it was heartbreaking. I mean, I was with him for 10 years. I supported him through everything. And when he finally got a big break, he left me for Lizzo. It was really hard for my mental health. I went through a really difficult period of time trying to be okay with this, because it wasn't just like, oh, I broke up with my boyfriend. It was like, oh, I broke up with my boyfriend and he left me for a person who wasn't very nice to me and turned out to be, like, after the fact, after we broke up, she became a Grammy award-winning celebrity and everybody in the world loves her, and her message is like love and light and positivity, after knowing how she treated me. But I didn't want to say anything because it made me sound like a whiny little baby or something. So I didn't broadcast that was something that happened to me, or when I did talk about it, I never named her, because I just didn't feel like I would be supported or people would care, like people loved her. So why would I?
I'm not saying that she is not wrong for feeling the way she is feeling, and I cannot sit over here and say that I don't understand what she is feeling, because I definitely understand what she is feeling. What I'm trying to say is, and she also said this in the video, the only reason why she came out and said something about this shit now is because everybody is coming out on Lizzo. And now she's being a part. Ooh, it's mosquitoes out here, y'all. Excuse me. She's being a part of the Lizzo bandwagon. Let's drag Lizzo bandwagon. She even said it in the video. The only reason why she's coming out with it now is because of all this information that's coming out about Lizzo now. So you admit that you kind of clout chasing just a little bit. And I don't like that. I don't like that. Babe, I understand you went through what you went through. I'm not saying that you went through what you went through, but I'm saying why you see Lizzo already going through all this stuff. Why would you come out and say this now? When she did the jump and you found out that your boyfriend was sneaking around with Lizzo and he did the jump, you should have blasted it then. But now it's like you going on this Lizzo hate train with everybody else. That's what it looked like. That's how your message got overshadowed, because you decided to pick it out now and say this now. And you even said it in your video. The only reason why you saying this now is because all of this is coming out about Lizzo. And you felt like if you had said something when you first found out about it, that everybody was going to really bash you and tell you need to shut the fuck up. But yeah, I see the hurt in her. I hear the hurt in her voice, and it was so painful to watch that. It was so painful to watch that because I've actually been her. So it was painful to hear that. I never delight in another woman's pain. I don't delight in another woman's pain. I really don't. But baby, I just feel like that was clout chasing. That was clout chasing. That really is, because you could have kept that to yourself. If you didn't blast them out in the beginning, you could have kept that to yourself. This is what I call kicking somebody while they down. You kicking somebody while they down. I don't like that. I don't like that. You need some healing. For real, for real. And I'm praying for your healing. I am praying for your healing because I have been there. I have been there. Thank God I never got on social media with it. Oh my God. But that's all I have to talk about. That's all I have to talk about on this video here tonight, honeys. Auntie love y'all. Thank you for stopping by to check on Auntie. And I got some more videos coming for you. I'm up right now just looking at some more stories to talk to y'all about. But until I come back, y'all just wait on it, okay? Just wait on. I love you, my babies. Y'all take care. Be safe out here on this Tuesday night. I love you. See you soon. Bye.